Vashi, I'm pretty good. Thanks.
Thanks for joining us today for this testimonial. So, just to start with this, could you give us a brief introduction about yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I have been working as a product manager for the last, I would say 2 years. Before that, I was working as a business analyst at a company called Inmobi in Bangalore. And then this product management journey is when I kind of realized, if I really want to accelerate this in this job role, I felt like, doing an MBA would be really helpful. Overall for my personal growth and professional networking, with an MBA, the networking is also an important part. So that's how I kind of got into this entire MBA process.
Cool. So, that was that. Now, if you could let us know, first of all, what programs did you apply to and what were the results like in your case?
For sure, I think I applied close to 7 programs, I would say. Uh, Three in the Europe and the rest are in US. So in Europe, I believe I applied to SRA, ESCP Business School, that's in France, and then IE University. And then in the US, the 4 universities were Simon Business School, it's in Rochester, Notre Dame, Mendoza Business School, UNC Kenan-Flagler, and Georgia Tech. I think these were the four that I applied in US. And out of those 7, I got admits in 3 of them from ESCP Business School, IE University, and UNC Kenan-Flagler. So these are the 3 schools that I got admitted to, and then finally I made a decision to go with IE University, which is in Madrid, in Spain. So that's how kind of the journey looked like, from almost 7 schools to 3 admits, and then final choice by IE University.
Any scholarships you got, Rishi, at any of your admits?
Yeah, at ESCP, I got, I think, close to 20% scholarship. But the other 2 I haven't. University, you can apply it even before you get admitted, like a day before also. So I have applied, but they still are reviewing it. They haven't given it yet. So
Okay.
probably check. But yeah, ESCP I got around 20% scholarship.
Okay, that's good to hear. So, like you said, you are finally going to, at IE, even considering you have a scholarship from ESCP. So that's
Uh,
great. So, Rishi, if you could share with us what made you decide working with LilacBuds for this process, what worked for you, where you felt that we would be the right people to help you out.
Sure. So I think LilacBuds, it goes back to all the way till, I think, December last year, not the last recent December, but the year before that. I think I just received a cold call from Priyash because I was just scrolling across the different consultancy websites, and LilacBuds was one of them. I just signed up for it. I didn't really ask for any details as such. But I think Priyash just gave a cold call saying, "Hey, what's your goal while doing an MBA?" He didn't immediately, of course, pitch for LilacBuds. He was just trying to understand, why are you doing an MBA? Like, how can we help you, etc. And then, of course, that's when it started. He recommended a GMAT coaching institute too. So I got that from LilacBuds. And then I think once that went through, just followed through with LilacBuds. Then, of course, Utkarsh. I got introduced to Utkarsh, who was my go-to person for the entire process. So yeah, I think that's how it came about. I was just looking for consultancy because I knew for a fact that it wouldn't be easy to do it alone, especially some of these components like interview or essays, especially the essays. So that's when I realized maybe it's good to go with the consultancies. Yes, it might cost you a bit, but it's worth it at the end of the day, because A, you're only going to do an MBA once in your life, probably.
True.
And B, that's one of the biggest decisions you'll ever take, because it's going to be a life-changing experience if you go outside your home country too. So why leave it at why leave it for chance? So that's how I kind of decided to go with consultancy, and then LilacBuds, just across our paths just crossed. So yeah.
Yeah, it was fate basically we met, no doubt about it. And you mentioned working with Utkarsh across all your applications. So how was your experience working with Utkarsh, your take working on your essays, applications, and even initially with the story pooling, goal clarity things. So how did that pan out for you with working with Utkarsh? How was that experience?
I think with Utkarsh, it was really good, I would say, journey and experience. it never felt like he was trying to mentor me. It was just like a friend trying to help you with your process. And it was very methodical. Like it wasn't like episode. The first thing that we started with was the resume. Like how do you tweak that to the best possible format. Then you're just trying to write down your story. Like why are you doing this, like any like situation that that's our format that you usually follow. Like if there's a
Right.
situation, how did you act upon it, what was the end result, etc. So I think we spent just 1 or 2 months just on that. But if I look back, I think that helped a lot because that followed through not just for the essays but even the interviews. There are many
True.
questions around this R format. Almost I would say every interview that I've done, I think I've done close to 4 MBA interviews, all of them had some or the other question about in that format. So I would say that really helped. And then throughout the process, Utkarsh was always there to kind of help out with any questions, anything that was needed, um, anything on the essay. Like I think the essays is where I felt like I got the most help because interviews I just had 1 or 2 marks and I felt like I was comfortable, so I didn't feel that really I didn't feel a need for more marks. But I would say essays, that's where I think Utkarsh helped a lot. And of course, identifying the schools a bit too. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think overall it's been really
Yeah,
with Utkarsh and
considering
of course
Utkarsh being based in the US himself, so time management, that was one. Plus, he himself having gone through the MBA journey, so I think that would have really, added to what you were looking for in respect of a mentor. And like you mentioned, he was more of a friend for you than, being a
yeah.
mentor. So that's great to hear. That I think that should was certainly nice. What about, using
Yeah.
the LilacBuds portal? How did you feel that was something which made the process a little easier, or, anything which was, how did that work out for you?
I mean, yeah, like I would say, j- just in terms of how far you've come, I think the LilacBuds portal was useful because you have those meetings that get logged there on the portal, like your first session, second session, then your essay review session, etc., etc. So you can kind of see and you can go back if you missed something. But that's all. I would say that's mostly it. I would say from a LilacBuds portal perspective, I didn't use it too much. I would say because we were exchanging a lot on WhatsApp most of the time. So WhatsApp was like go-to medium, I would say. But although we did do all the sessions on the portal, so that was I guess useful just to see a lot, just so that you can go back and access anything that you've missed in the past.
Got it. So, Rishi, any specific concerns you had, before you began in this MBA journey, and, was LilacBuds helpful in any way to help you alleviate those concerns specifically, or you felt, no, I'm pretty clear what I want. So, was there anything of that sort in your case?
Um, yeah, I mean, main thing I had in that was kind of ringing in my head was how does the process actually work, right? Because all I knew was the online thing. Okay, if you go to any MBA school website, you'll have the process. Everything will be written down. But there'll be many nuances within that. For example, like I'll give you an example. Like when you're writing your essays, it shouldn't be AI. Like the content should not be AI generated. At least 5%. I personally didn't know that. If I was doing it alone, I would have probably copied some of it.
Okay.
Not copied, but replaced some of my language.
Chat GPT would have
Yeah.
been your friend in that case.
Uh, just like helping using ChatGPT. But I think with LilacBird, like I think Utkarsh really made sure that I never generated a single sentence from AI. It was all me. Like I wrote every single word. So I think that was really like helpful. Those nuances I don't think you would get if you do it alone. If you work the consultancy, they might help you out with these things, which is important because like if you ruin your essays, you will not get the admission. So yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Rishi, could you maybe on the just ending it up, share, what advice you would like to give to future MBA aspirants who are, willing to start this journey or even looking forward to start this journey, your wisdom of nuggets, just that.
Yeah, sure. Like I would say, like I was saying, right? First thing is just knowing what your goals are and then understanding the process. Like once you have your goals, okay, why I want to do an MBA, like what will I get out of the program? Then comes the process, and there is where I would say going with consultancy like Lilac would really help, because close to 20-30% is that goal setting or whatever pre pre-process things that you need to do. But once you're in the process, you need to have someone with you on each part of the process, because rounds keep coming, round one, round two, round three of admissions. Uh, days like go by very quickly. So you need to have someone by your side, like LilacBuds, to like help you out through the process and just like keep you calm also, so that you don't make silly mistakes or anything. So,
Yeah, definitely a stressful process, but it's all well that, works out in the end. So
yeah.
thank you so much, Rishi, for taking out this time, and working with us for the past 1 year. And all the best for your journey towards IE. And we hope to remain in touch. And yeah, thank you so much for taking out the time.
Thank you. Thank you.